Rocking man burning out his fuse up here below.
We just learned why President Trump fired Pam Bondi. Trump makes it official, and now we know what got her fired, and it's worse than you thought, actually. It's pretty bad, in fact, and it shocks me, quite frankly. Trump fires Pam Bondi after tumultuous year of Epstein files fumbles and MAGA base anger at her White House showdown. Okay, let's go to President Trump making it official. Then we're going to rip through some of the rumor mill stuff about what's actually happening behind the scenes. Pam Bondi is a great American patriot, says Trump, loyal friend. Remember, she was his personal attorney, right? So, faithfully served as Attorney General of the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing the massive crackdown on crime across the country. Murders plummeting to the lowest level since 1900. We love Pam. She'll be transitioning to a much-needed, more important job in the private sector. To be announced at a date in the near future, our Deputy Attorney General, very talented, legal mind Todd Blanche, will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Thank you for your attention. This matters. A couple things here. People are saying that Pam Bondi is staying in the administration. No, this says that she'll be leaving. She's going to the private sector. So there we go. And then other people are saying that Lee Zeldin will get the job, is going to Todd Blanche. This is Donald Trump's personal attorney. Todd Blanche was the attorney that Trump had through many of his trials and deep state trials and witch hunts. He's very trusted by Donald Trump. And so that's the news directly from Trump. Here's what's going on behind the scenes. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, begged for her job, late night White House showdown that happened last night. Bondi becomes the second cabinet casualty in less than a month, brought down by months of MAGA fury about her botched Jeffrey Epstein files saga that dogged Trump's Justice Department since day one. It didn't have to be that way. It was just totally and completely mishandled. It was all done by them. Nobody forced you to do the binders. Nobody forced you to do the stupid unsigned memo. Nobody forced you to say that Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy and that he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, that's what the memo practically said. There were no co-conspirators. He didn't traffic anybody to anybody. Oh, okay. Well, the files say something very different, and yet there's no arrests. And it makes people angry when they're getting lied to, and you can just tell this is bad. You know, remember, she told me famously, I did one of the first interviews with her, and she said, the files are sitting on my desk. You better get ready. But nothing ever happened. Anyway, the point is that this was totally and completely mishandled. And they say, you know, apparently it was the Epstein files, but there's something else here. Check this out. Todd Blanche getting tapped for the role. Trump informed the Attorney General last night, shortly before his Iran speech, that she would be leaving the Justice Department. Following the meeting, Bondi left Washington, D.C. and flew back to her home in Florida. She remained at the White House for the remainder of Trump's speech. Bondi responded by pleading to the president to give her more time for the role, but Trump remained firm that he's leading the agency. Her leading the agency was over. She was unhappy and tried to change his mind. President Trump told her she was fired and that the announcement would be made shortly. The announcement was set to be made on Friday, but rushed on Thursday due to media attention. Oh my. Okay. Let's continue. Trump's reason for this sudden dismissal comes in part because the president believes that Pam Bondi tipped off Eric Swalwell, the member of Congress running to be governor of California, and he's going to definitely get the Democrat. He's going to get the Democrat nomination, most likely. He's odds on. Anyway, it's a really creepy dude, and he had a pretty sordid relationship with a Chinese spy, the famous Fang Fang. Anyway, Eric Swalwell heard about this and decided to, sue the Justice Department to stop them from releasing these files. Amazing how it all flips around. So they flipped the whole Epstein thing around on Eric Swalwell, and now he doesn't like it. Anyway, I say release all the files, of course. The FBI was preparing a cache of documents on Swalwell's relationship with Fang Fang. She's intervening in those matters. The White House wasn't pleased. She was intervening due to her personal relationship with Swalwell. Why the hell does Pam Bondi have a personal relationship with Eric Swalwell? Unclear why Bondi would have intervened, but it believed that Bondi and Swalwell have a friendly relationship. Swalwell openly criticized her since she took the AG position, failing to prosecute death threats against his family. Swalwell is one of the leading candidates for the California gubernatorial race. All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So it's happening. Pam Bondi trying to figure out why she's getting fired after accomplishing absolutely nothing in office. Tough. Pam Bondi led the department with strength and conviction. This is Todd Blanche, obviously. New dude. I'm grateful for her leadership. Thank you, Trump. I'll be continuing to enforce the law and doing everything to keep America safe. Big scoop.
Phone with President Trump, we have a big scoop. Pam Bondi will soon leave her job as the Attorney General. She is going to get a different job within the administration. It doesn't sound like there is any bad blood between her and President Trump, but it does seem like they want her to go and do something else. And in an interim role, she will be replaced by Todd Blanche, who is currently her deputy at the Justice Department. So it doesn't sound like Blanche is being elevated long term to the Attorney General. There might be somebody else that the president wants to go in there. But President Trump soon will announce to the entire world.
Okay, so it has happened, right? This was something that Peter Doocy reported, and then soon afterwards, Trump sent the truth. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche will assume the role on an interim basis. Matt Walsh, over the top. Some of us have been critical of how the DOJ bungled the Epstein stuff and failed to aggressively prosecute left-wing extremists, among other failures. We were shouted down by other influencers on the site who insist that everything is fine and the administration should never be criticized. Will those people apologize now and admit that we were actually right about Pam Bondi? Of course not. It's a rhetorical question. Bondi should have been fired after the Epstein binder fiasco, which was one of the dumbest, most gratuitous, and wholly unnecessary stunts I've ever seen in politics. I'm glad that she's gone now. We need somebody who will actually do things, not pretend to do things. So going in hard here, and this is where the Epstein scoop comes from. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has said that he wants to have Ron DeSantis in his cabinet. He's doing a good job. Trump said he'd consider hiring Ron DeSantis next year. Ron DeSantis is term limited, so he'll be out this fall, right? Boy, he'll be out this fall. So then who knows what can happen? Ron DeSantis would make an excellent attorney general, people are saying. Trump's next attorney general must be ruthlessly efficient at inflicting maximum legal violence against the left-wing terrorists, hoaxers, and coup plotters who are actively attempting to destroy anybody and anyone who defends our nation. That's the sole qualification. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess we will see what happens next, but that's what's happened to Pam Bondi. Low key, I was out jogging this morning and I saw I live in Tampa Bay. This is where Pam Bondi lives. I saw a government jet flying overhead. You can tell it was a presidential aircraft because of the colors and everything. It wasn't Air Force One or anything, but it was one of the president's fleet. And I was like, what? Who's coming to Tampa? Yeah, we know. Now we know. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.